Hi everybody and welcome to week 2 of Cap at Home. Today we are going to be making paper roll fire breathing dragons. They're very fun and very easy, so we're gonna go ahead and make that. My name's Miss Allie and let's get started. So today the materials we're gonna need are 3 different colors of construction paper, scissors, pencil, a marker, glue stick, and a paper towel roll. So this can be anything, a paper toilet roll that is already been emptied, or you can use a paper towel roll if you want to cut that in half, or you can make it as long as you want. If you have to cut your paper towel roll down, you can always tape the top edges of the roll just to make sure it's not sharp. So the first thing that we're going to do is take your first color of paper and we're going to fold it in half. Now, I have green to make my dragon green, but your colors can be any colors you want. You could make a blue dragon or a pink dragon, or if you only have white paper, you can make it with white paper and then color it any way that you want. So we're going to go ahead and fold this paper in half, open up the fold, and cut along this folded line. So I'm going to take half my paper, set that aside. I'm going to take this half, and this is going to be the body of my dragon. This is what's we're going to cover this paper roll with. Now it's a little bit bigger than that's okay. I actually fold some of it down, but if you want to cut your excess paper off, you can do that now. But I'm actually just going to fold it in. So I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to draw my designs first of my dragon. So I'm going to draw some scales. You can draw whatever you'd like. So if you want your dragon to have a funky pattern, or if you want to have scales or whatever you'd like, you can go ahead and draw that now. I recommend doing everything in pencil first, but to be able to show you what I'm doing, I'm going to use marker. So to make the scales, I'm going to kind of make this shape. So it's almost like making a triangle, just a little bit more curved. And you can make them as big or as small as you want. So I'm going to go ahead and make some of these. And it doesn't have to be perfect or anything. It could be however you want. And then the next row, I'm going to go in between the scale designs. They don't look the same. They're not perfect. That's good. So I'm just going to keep doing that till I fill up about 3/4 of the page. Now this is an opportunity to get creative. If you want to use different designs, or different colors, you could even fill in the scales with different colors if you'd like. To do whatever you want to do to make your dragon yours. And like I said, I'm going to try and fill this up about 3/4 of the way. I'm going to try and do this quickly. And these are my scale designs, but like I said, you can do any sort of design that you want. And they can be as big or as small as you want. So I'm going to do maybe one more row. And then be good. This might be an opportunity to even color in some of the scale shapes with like colored pencils, so you could make like a rainbow dragon. So I'm going to take this. I have it about 3/4 of the way full. I have some little space at the top, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to take my paper roll, and the first thing I'm going to do is take my glue stick, and I'm going to glue just one edge. One edge. Okay, so I'm going to take my paper towel roll, my one glued edge, and I'm going to press that right on there. Okay, so I have some space up here and I have some more space down there, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to glue down here on this paper. I'm going to roll, smooth down, and I'm going to do that again. Roll, smooth on there. So now I have this excess paper because this piece of paper has met the edge. So you can either cut that up or you can overlap it completely. I'm just going to overlap it for now. So I'm actually just going to glue this edge. Make sure it's on there really good. So now I have this excess paper on both sides. So the easy solution is to either A, cut it off with your scissors, or what I like to do is just fold in the paper. You can just fold it in a little bit and get it creased really good with your fingers. And this way, if you were to look inside your tube, you would see that pattern still. Okay, so you have like a covering on your paper towel tube. And so I'm going to do that again on this other side. So I'm again just going to fold it in. All right. So I have the body of my dragon. So where the scales start is where your eyes are going to go. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my excess piece of paper that I started with. I'm going to fold. All right, let's do a circle. So I'm going to take and I'm going to cut out a circle. You can draw your circle first, or you can go ahead and just cut it out like I am. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I have my circle, and I'm actually going to fold this in half. And see how the edges are not exactly the same? That's okay. That's why I folded in half. And I'm going to take my scissors and round out the sides. And these are going to be your eyes. So I say the eyes should be about this size. And the reason I folded it in half is that both of these will be the exact same shape now. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to cut along that line. And now I have two half shapes. So these are going to go on top as my eyes. So the important thing to do here is make a little fold on the straight edge, so it has a little fold like this. Make a really good crease on that. Do that on both little half circles. All right. And that is what we're going to glue down for the eyes. So I'm going to glue that fold. I'm going to glue on that fold. Okay, and then I'm going to glue that fold down like this. Make sure it gets pressed on really good. And then you can lift that eye up. Now you have one eye. I'm going to glue the fold down again on this side. And I'm pressing my fingers down really good to make sure it sticks. And I'm going to fold that part up. So the next part, we're going to finish up our eyes. So you can either draw on your eyes with just a marker, or I have a little bit of scrap white paper. So I'm actually going to do that same process again. I'm just going to cut out a circle. Cut out a circle, fold it in half, round out the edges. And this is a smaller piece. It is not the same size as our green eye. I'm going to open that up, cut it in half. And I'm actually going to draw the little black part on my little white piece of paper first before I glue it on. So I made these little tiny eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them right on there. So our dragon now has eyes like that. You can even glue the white part of the eye onto your green half circle before you attach it to the body of your dragon. So I'm going to put my scrap paper aside, and then we get to make the fun part. So let's work on the flames. So you have 3 colors of paper left. I chose red, orange, and yellow, the warm colors, to make my flames, but they can be any colors that you want. And all we're going to do is simply cut some skinny, long strips out of our paper. You can even put all 3 papers on top of each other to cut, so when they'll all be like the same shape and size. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. You can draw out your lines with a straight edge if you'd like to first. I just go ahead and start cutting. It doesn't have to be perfect. And they can be as thick or as thin lines as you like, but it is a little bit easier if they're skinnier to fill up the space. So I'm going to do about 3 of each. So I'll have 9 strips. Alright, so I'm going to set the rest of my paper aside because that is still can be used. And now I have my strips of paper. So what we want to do is we're going to glue them on the inside of our little dragon. Now, you can just take your strips and glue them in, and they can be flat, or we can make some cool designs with them. So what I like to do, one thing I like to do, is do an accordion fold. So what you're going to do is take one end, and you're going to fold it in a little bit, and then you're going to do the same on the other side. You're going to fold the other side in, and you're going to keep doing that. So folding over, folding down. So then it makes a sort of accordion fold. And I only do it until I have this much space left, so it's easier to glue. So I'm going to open this up, and I kind of have this cool pattern. So then I can glue the top edge that I didn't fold. I'm going to take my glue stick, glue that there. And I'm going to glue it on the inside. I'm going to press down really good, and see it's kind of far in there, and that's okay. So that's my first flame. So that's one option. Another option we can do is to roll, make kind of a curve or a roll. So what I do is take my marker, my pencil, take one edge of your strip and start rolling around your pencil or your pen. This way we get kind of a curve to it. Okay, and I'm going to kind of press my fingers on it, and I'll open it up. And so we kind of have this curlicue, and if you want it to be stretched out, you can pull it a little bit. But that's kind of a fun flame too. So again, I'm going to take my edge of my strip. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, glue with my glue stick. And I'm going to glue it on the inside of my dragon like this. So with the rest of your strips, that's what you're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with a couple more. So you can make any sort of patterns you want, and you can make them all straight strips if you want as well. It's totally up to you. I like to kind of have a variety because I think it looks kind of fun, but totally up to you. And I like to alternate between colors. So yellow, orange, red. Then let's do another yellow. And I'm going to leave this one straight. I'm just going to glue the edge of it. Dropping my glue stick today. I'm going to go ahead and press really good on the inside so it doesn't fall off. And you can keep adding till you get all the way around. So I'm going to do another zigzag. So again, that's just an accordion fold. And again, you can use any colors that you'd like. So it doesn't have to be these colors. If you had a rainbow dragon, you could do rainbow colors. You doesn't have to be just 3. And like I said, if you only have white paper, that's also fine. You can color your paper with markers, but I want to make sure it goes all the way around, and if that happens, that's okay. You're just going to re-glue it. Put some extra glue on them. Go ahead and re-stick it in there. Really good. Press your fingers. Alrighty, got 2 more. Alright, and sometimes it gets difficult when you get all of your things in there. Alright, I have 1 more strip. I'm just going to go ahead and add this one in there as well, and then we'll be all set. Make sure you got it glued down really good. Alright, so we have our funky flames. This top one I'm going to add a little bit of design to. Alright, there we go. I am satisfied with this now. So, the last thing that we have to do is add a little nose on our dragon. So at the top where your flames are, right at the edge, I'm just going to add 2 little ovals or circles to make it look like our nose. Like that. So now you have completed your fire-breathing dragon. So hold it up to your mouth and you can blow air through it. And it looks like you are breathing fire. And if that happens, that's okay. Sometimes we have to wait for the glue to dry. So, make sure it gets really good in there. Alright, so I'm going to set this down for a second and let the glue dry, and I'm going to clean up. So make sure that you have a cap on your glue stick, a cap on your marker. Your scraps get tossed away. I have a garbage can down here. And your paper that you cut up, if it is big enough pieces to still use, make sure you put that aside so you can use it for another project. And once your space looks exactly as it did when you started, then you are all set and it is time to play with your fire-breathing dragons. So super easy, fun. Thank you for joining me today. Again, my name is Miss Allie and this is our fire-breathing dragon project. Stay tuned for our next project at 1 p.m. Thanks, everybody.